thank you to my patrons. I really appreciate all you do to support the channel.
Okay, Book Dragons, here we go. Today we are talking about all the books that I have read in 2022, and I'm going to be ranking them. As you can see, I've got my ranking list off to the side of the screen there. It Soars, Hoard, Shiny, Snoring, and Burn. So in order from best to worst there. And one thing that I will make note of is I am not putting any books on here that are rereads for me. So for instance, right now I'm rereading Ocean at the End of the Lane. That's not going to go on this tier list because obviously I've read it before and obviously I love it. So it's not fair to rank that one. But these are new books that I have read for the very first time this year, and let's go ahead and get started with it. We're starting with The Girl in the Tower. This is book 2 in the Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden. I think I am going to put this in my hoard for now. I really, really like all the books in the Winter Night trilogy. But I'm gonna plop that here for now. It may in fact go into the It Soars category, but it wasn't my favorite of the series, so we'll see. I might rethink that as we get closer to the end of this video. The next book on here is The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. That is book 3 in the Winter Night trilogy. Final book. And guys, I absolutely love this book. In fact, it may be, at least so far, my favorite book of 2022 that I read. So, and there's a lot of contenders for that, but right now Winter of the Witch holds that spot. So I'm going to definitely put it in the It Soars tier. And then, if that changes, I'll definitely let you know. We'll talk about that. Assassin's Apprentice is the next book on here. Now, this was a huge surprise for me. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews of it, although overwhelmingly positive. And I just really loved it. It was a slow burn, but it was a good slow burn. I think that is definitely going to be part of my hoard, and in fact, I think it's better than The Girl in the Tower, if I'm being honest. Now, again, this may end up. I'm still cogitating on this, but it may end up being in my It Soars tier. We shall see. All right, let's go to Heaven's River by Dennis E. Taylor. This is book 4 in the Bobaverse series. Now, I didn't like this one as much as I did the first 3 books in the Bobaverse. And I mean, it was really good, but I don't feel like it really hit the great awe-inspiring ratings that the first books did. And even the second 2 books in the series, books 2 and 3, didn't quite wow me as much as the first book did. So even though this is a good book, I'd say it's more shiny than anything. I don't think it really qualifies to be in my hoard, even though dragons like shiny things, right? So I still like it. I would probably read it again if I read through the Bobaverse series again. So yeah, that's going there. The Dark Tower, the final book in the Dark Tower series. This is a tough one. I mean, the ending, I can see why it's controversial. I actually really liked the ending, but I don't know. I think I'd probably put it in my hoard, but behind Girl in the Tower. I think if I had to pick a place to put it, it's not going to be in my top favorite category. That's a hard spot to be, hard spot to get into, right? Let's see, Dead House Gates, book 2 of the Malazim Book of the Fallen series. To be honest, guys, this kind of snores for me. I didn't. I I liked the ending. I liked the way some of the plot lines resolved, but it wasn't great for me. It was definitely one that kind of kept me dozing and snoring and struggling to get through it. So I'm putting Dead House Gates in that tier there. Okay, let's look at Death Masks here. This is book 5 of the Dresden Files. And guys, I tell you what, this book really was a game changer for me in the series. I enjoyed the first 4 books, and I was definitely committed to eventually finishing the Dresden series. But with book 5, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep going on a monthly basis at this point and see how things go. So, had a great, really unique villain, a really high quality villain that I feel like could be a recurring villain in the series, and definitely a huge contender for Harry Dresden. And this was just non-stop thrill ride, guys. So I think I'm going to put that in the It Source tier. It was really that good. Gurzel. This is a tough one. I enjoyed Gurzel. The dragon in Gurzel was really cool. Gurzel is the name of the dragon. And it had some really high points for me, but it had a lot of low points for me as well. It still is pretty shiny. I think the more I've thought about the book, it definitely resonates as being shiny for me. So I'm going to put it in the shiny tier for now, but it's definitely going to be below a lot of other books. All right, The Hand of Chaos by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. This is book 5 in the Deathgate cycle. And this was the first book where Weiss and Hickman are wrapping up the plot lines from the first 4 books in the series. And it was good. It was good. It wasn't superb. It probably isn't my favorite of the series. But I think I'm going to put it in. I think I'm going to put it at the head of the shiny tier. Hemlock by Jesse Teller. This was good. It was again. It's one of those books. I don't know if I would put it in the Dragon Horde area quite just yet. Maybe I will, but maybe toward the end. I'm going to put this probably above The Hand of Chaos and shiny for now. Leviathan Wakes, book 1 in the Expanse sci-fi book series. This was amazing, guys. I was blown away by just how good Leviathan Wakes was. It's a spectacular book. It's gonna go in the Horde for sure. I might put it in the It Soars category. Where to put it? I'm gonna put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it beneath Death Masks, but it's definitely, that book absolutely soared. It was great. Reincarnation Blues. I did read this book. It was a snooze fest at best. I'm kind of sorry I actually finished it. I'm going to put that in the burn category. I don't think I could really recommend that to anyone, to be perfectly honest. You may like it if you like quirky, weird books that follow some guy who gets reincarnated a bunch of times and is supposedly going to learn the meaning of life after so many reincarnations. I don't know. It wasn't great. Serpent Mage, book 4 of the Deathgate cycle. I don't know how Hand of Chaos ended up before this one in my in my shelf here, but it did. So Serpent Mage is book 4, and that one was actually really, really good. I'm gonna put that in my hoard just behind the Girl in the Tower and before the Dark Tower, just because I I feel like it was a bit better than the Dark Tower, but maybe not quite as good as the Girl in the Tower. The Song of Susanna by Stephen King. This is shiny. It's a good book, but I mean, you really can't read Song of Susanna without reading The Dark Tower right after it. It has such an abrupt ending that it's just it's shiny, but it doesn't fit well in your library unless you read The Dark Tower with it. So yeah, I'm putting it in shiny. I don't know if I'd even put it at the top of the shiny list. I'm probably gonna go. That's a tough one. I'm gonna put it just behind Hand of Chaos. Yeah, we'll go there. And let's see here. Tao, The Watercourse Way by Alan Watts. That's an excellent, excellent book. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to put it at the end of my hoard tier. It wasn't life-altering, because a lot of it's stuff I've revisited about Taoism in the past, but it was excellent. Loved it. Altered Traits. This one had a lot of interesting information in it about the history of meditation and how it traveled to the West and how it evolved as it traveled, the practice of meditation. So it was interesting, but I don't know. I'm going to put that at the end of my shiny list. Stephen King's Wolves of the Kala. That's definitely part of my hoard. It's one of the better Dark Tower books. I think that's going to go before Serpent Mage. Yeah, a little bit better than Serpent Mage, but still not quite as good as The Girl in the Tower. Blood Rights by Jim Butcher, book 6 in the Dresden Files. This one is, I don't know. That it's definitely a really good book. I'm going to put it in my It Soars category for now. It's not quite as good as Leviathan Wakes, in my opinion, but it's definitely part of this highest tier. And Deadbeat, I just finished reading this not long ago. I'm going to put that at the head of my hoard category. It was still really, really good, but not quite It Soars category. And by now, having read book 7 of the Dresden Files, I'm hooked. I'm just going to read one book a month from now on until I finish the series. Enemy of God by Bernard Cornwell. This book actually blew me away. The first book wasn't great for me. I read that last year. The Winter King. It was okay. It didn't really sell me, but I did the audiobook for Enemy of God, and man alive, that book was captivating. Dare I say, it might be better. That might be It Soars. It might be one of those books that soars. I hate to say that when I didn't do that for Assassin's Apprentice, because that book really captivated me too. I'm going to put it right behind Assassin's Apprentice for now. Gardens of the Moon was good. I really enjoyed it. First book of the Malazan Book of the Fallen. That was a reread for me, and I said I wouldn't put rereads on here, but it had been so long since I'd read it, like years, that I didn't really remember anything about it. And I reread it because I wanted to restart the series. So this time, I think, was it better than Serpent Mage? I don't know. Maybe not quite. It was definitely better than the Dark Tower. Yeah, I'm going to put that in my hoard. Right in front of the Dark Tower. Into the Labyrinth. Into the Labyrinth was good. Probably better than Hemlock and Hand of Chaos. Yeah, I think. But it's still just shiny. Terry Pratchett's Men at Arms. This was fun. It's a fun book. Not my, not as good as Guards, but it was definitely fun for me. Yeah, I'm probably gonna piss off some Discworld fans here, but I'm putting it behind Serpent Mage. Better than Gardens of the Moon, but yeah. Martha Wells, the Murderbot series. This was fun too. It was. I think I'm going to put it right behind Men at Arms, and same with Artificial Condition. They were fun. They're good books, but they're part of my hoard. You know what? I don't know. Actually, I think never mind. I'm going to put those at the beginning of my shiny tier. Yeah, we'll put those at the beginning of my shiny tier. They're good, but not quite superb enough to be in the hoard. Guys, you know me. I'm a huge Sandman fan. This is Sandman Overture. It was the final graphic novel of the original Sandman arc. I'm going to put that. Oh, this is a tough one. I don't know. Ooh, I think I like Leviathan Wakes better than I did that. Yep, that's where it's going. The Sandman Audible. This is Act 2 of The Sandman on Audible. That was just fantastic. I think it's better in some ways than Sandman Overture, and that's really saying something. The Seventh Gate, that's definitely going in the It Soars tier. Final book in the Deathgate cycle. Everything was wrapped up beautifully. It was just so well done. But not quite as good as Blood Rights by Jim Butcher. I have to say that's probably that's tough because I really enjoyed the Deathgate cycle. But yeah, it's definitely not quite as good as Dresden still. Shadow and Claw. This is another book that I wish I had DNF'd. It was slightly better than Reincarnation Blues, but it definitely deserves to be in the burn category. And The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie. This is such a fun book, guys. I'm probably gonna put that. Where should I? Ooh, that's going to go right after Assassin's Apprentice in my hoard. It's good, but it's not part of the... It doesn't soar by any means like some of these up here do. But yeah, it's such a good book. And it's a quick read too. Yeah, I loved it. And that's it, guys. Like I said, disregard this extra copy of All Systems Red. Not sure how that got there. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and make sure that you read more books, and tune in next time for another video. See y'all later. Bye.